Alright, so today in this video we are going to replace this old nut with this new nut. And see quite the adventure I had to go on to get the right nut for this guitar. Let's do it! Alright guys, we are back and we are going to change out the nut on this Epiphone Les Paul, which this is my Pelham Blue, and the thing just doesn't stay in tune, and I've just realized that it's just this plastic nut, and I was gonna put like lubrication or some lead on there or something, but I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy a new nut. So I bought one of these Tusk XLs. I had some Amazon points, and so we're going to change this out and put this on and show you guys how I'm going to do that. And the company that sent this to me is pretty cool. They sent this little note that you can call them directly and talk to them if you ever have any problems. The company is called musicgiftsplus.com. Miles and Teresa, which I thought that was kind of cool. I did customer service, so yeah. And then I was also going to talk to you guys about like my little cheap strap blocks. You guys might know about this, but I bought some of these beer bottle sealers, and I got this idea from Joe Bonamassa, but I think he makes his own rubber things like this now that you put around the strap pin. You can buy them. It probably costs a lot more than just buying the beer bottle rings like this. These are just little rubber things. Anyway, I put those on. So I dropped a Telecaster years ago, and after that happened, I was just like, you know what, done dropping a guitar. So all right, let's do this. I gotta take the strings off first, so we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we got the strings off this, and I'm just going to use this soft cloth right here and this piece of wood that I got from, this is when I was finishing my basement. And what you do is you just put this right up against the nut and just give it a good smack, and it should just pop off. So we'll see what happens. Okay, there it is. There's the old nut. And that just popped right off. Came right out. No damage to the guitar. Everything looks great. And it didn't even really look like it was that glued in. It just looks like it was just kind of shoved in there, and maybe just a little bit of glue, but nothing major to keep it in there. Now we're going to open up the new nut. One of the things I want to do is I want to make sure it's a good fit. So I want the nuts to be the same size. So we're going to check that out real quick. Alright guys, so if you look at this, you'll notice that the new nut is just a little bit wider. So we might be, it's the same height though, and same thickness. So we might be making a little trip to Walmart to get some sandpaper to sand this down. Instead of just slapping it on, I want it to fit really good. So yeah. I might have to get some clamps too, because this doesn't quite fit exactly into the nut slot like this one does. This one's a little fatter, I think. Alright guys, so I'm here at Walmart. Kind of the last place I want to be during the Rona. And I haven't been out of the house in weeks. I haven't been anywhere. So it feels kind of weird, but Utah has lifted... we're like code yellow or something right now, which means restaurants are reopening with certain protocols. I'm sure they're just seating people a certain distance apart and making sure people stay like 6 feet apart. Well, however that's supposed to work, I don't know. Anyway, I haven't been to a restaurant, sit-down restaurant in 2 months. Anything like that. Or longer, however long this thing's been going on. Yeah, longer than that. Anyway, we're going to head into Walmart and get some glue and some sandpaper for that nut. So exciting. Those of you watching this, you gotta be so excited. And maybe I'll do a little documenting of Walmart in Utah, because this is the place. This is the place. Alright, Walmart, in and out. That's what I always say. Get in, get out. So I just got some glue and some sandpaper, and the painter's tape was for my wife. And the toilet paper aisle was just to see if toilet paper was still being hoarded, and it still is. It's still a pretty empty aisle. There's actually someone there with their kids picking out some toilet paper. So that's kind of crazy. Anyway, all right, you guys. So I should have checked this out before I actually popped this nut out of, or removed the nut out of the packaging. But if you look, the nut doesn't quite fit snug inside the slot here. It's a little bit of hold on, let me brighten that up for you guys. There's just a little bit of room where the original nut, it just fits snug right in there, just perfect. So I'm a little leery about just popping in this nut that doesn't quite fit. So I'm going to call the company and see if they're going to just replace it, or if they want me to return it through Amazon, or what they want me to do. And we'll see what kind of customer service they really have. So here we go.
Leave a message. Thank you. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, my name's Rich. I ordered a guitar nut for my Epiphone, and from you guys. I guess it was on Amazon, so I don't know if I need to just return it through Amazon or what I need to do. But you had a little note to call you guys if I had any issues, but the nut does not fit. It's too thin. It doesn't fit in the nut slot. It's just loose. And it's not the right Epiphone Les Paul nut, I don't think. It's for some other guitar. Anyway, give me a call back, 435-5, or I can just return this through Amazon, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, thanks. My name's Rich. Sorry. Bye. All right, you guys. So I just called the people that sent me the nut, and we'll see if they call back. It says that it says that their customer service is amazing on this note, or that they want it's good customer service. So, all right, guys. So it's a couple days later, maybe more than a couple. I don't know. And I'm still messing with these nuts on this Epiphone. The company that sent me the first nuts, they never called me back, and I sent that nut back through Amazon. They kind of sent me a nasty note saying, well, you ordered the wrong nut. You should have made sure you ordered the right nut. And their customer service was not as good as they said it was. Anyway, so I got this other nut. This is another Graphtec. This looks like it's going to fit it. Let's just pop it in here. And it looks like I might have to do a little bit of sanding, but it looks like it's going to be pretty close to the same height and width. So not a big deal. I can sand it a little bit, and then we'll just go from there. Sweet. All right, guys. So I've got this nut sanded, and it's almost exactly perfect to this nut. Height and width and length. I'll show you right here if you can see that. pretty close. Anyway, the new Graphtec nut fits really, really snug, which is good. So I had to sand the sides a little bit to make it fit really smooth like this on the edges. It's going to look really nice. I wish it would have been the same kind of cream color that the guitar is on the binding and about everything else on the guitar. But that's okay. I don't think most people aren't going to notice that. So we're just going to use some regular wood glue here, and we're going to use a little toothpick. Ooh. Don't want to spill it. You don't want to do too much glue, just enough to get that thing so it's snug there. I mean, once you put the strings on, the nut pretty much stays there by itself anyway, especially on this kind of guitar. And so I'm just going to get just a little dab of glue, put it on each side. You don't want to go too crazy with it because you just want it to stick. You don't want it to cause a mess. Okay, that's all you really need actually, is just that much probably. And we'll set this over here. Take the new nut, and you want to get that thing just firmly in place, exactly where you want it. Wipe some of this glue off my hands before I do that. And make sure each side is pretty much seated. And if you look at that, it's pretty close to the original. So that's kind of how you want it. Looks and feels good. And then we're just going to let that sit overnight. Tomorrow we'll come down here, or come up here, and we will just going to make sure I get it in the right spot. Tomorrow we'll come up here and we will restring this bad boy, and we will see if we still have some of the same tuning issues we had with the cheap plastic nut that came with this guitar. Alright, so we'll see you guys in a minute. Hey guys, so I finally got that nut changed out, and this is the new Graphtec nut, and we're going to do a test. I'm just going to loop something, play a bunch of bends, and at the end I'm going to play a G chord and see if this thing still stays in tune. Because before, with the old nut, it was not staying in tune, and yeah, so here we go. right, that's more like it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you lube your nuts, or get a self-lubricating nut, or lube your nut, or all your nuts. And I'm Rich Bischoff. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see you at the next video. Adios.